Father Louis Mary Ocha, I believe you had a few words to offer on this occasion as well. Father Ocha? Oh, I'm sorry, you're behind me. So sorry.
Bishop Paul R. Sanchez, the president at this liturgical ceremony, Father Daniel Kingsley, the administrator of St. Clair Church, Reverend Monsignori and other priests here, the deacons, Father Foster, the family of Father Andy Struzzieri, friends and well-wishers, parishioners of St. Clair, ladies and gentlemen. Providentially, I met Father Andy towards the evening of his earthly existence, when the sun of his life in this passing world was setting. Eventually, that gradual sun setting offered rays of light to many people around him. For me, that brief encounter seemed like I have known him all my life because of the positive, indelible marks he left. We all have been crying, wailing, lamenting, and mourning for over a year now on his demise. But I'm sure he will be saying in his humorous ways, what's wrong with these people? I believe he is at peace. Do you agree with me? If we all have such conviction, then we need to take consolation in the fact that our loss has become our gain. Missed here on earth, but gained in heaven. Thus, we hope and trust on his intercessions. On page 3 of the tablet newspapers of August 28, 2021, reported by Bill Miller, a senior reporter, I testified about Father Andy asserting, he left a deep impression on me. His zeal for the things of God was incomparable. He remained faithful to his call even until the end. And the people, they love him so much. I remember him saying, it is sad that I'm leaving this world, but I feel like I can't wait to see what the next one looks like. Such words were impressive. So he died well because he was prepared. Father Andy was not only a spiritual person, as Chiara also testified, he was also human and of course a very humorous person. Even to the very end, he did all he could to ease the sadness of the situation for the people around him with his deep sense of humor. He left many around him happy. Please permit me to mention few among many instances. During the COVID-19 lockdown period, a lady came one time, brought us some groceries, and left an envelope containing a $100 bill en route for Father Andy and Father Louis. Father Andy showed me the money and said, this lady brought this money and said it's for you and me. Could you get a scissors and let us divide it into equal parts? Oh boy. Still during the COVID-19 lockdown, and we were live streaming the masses here in St. Clair Church. I was giving him communion in his room after the masses because he couldn't calm down. When he started receiving the steroids, he said one day, I feel I'm going to live for much longer. The following day, he arrived to the sacristy for mass before me. When I came in, I was startled to see him dressed for mass. I asked him, "Are you sure you can say the Mass?" He said, "Yes." I asked him again, "Would you need help?" He said, "No." As I was leaving the sacristy, pensive in thought if he was really going to make it, he asked me, "Do you want me to bring communion to you in your room after Mass?" I was giving him communion because he was sick. Now he feels strong and wanted to bring communion to me in my room. Now the cats. When the reality of death was getting clearer to Father Andy, one of his major concerns was who will keep the two cats, Boots and Ebony. According to him, they gave him so much joy. He was not sure the new pastor, whoever he may be, would want to keep them. When he exhausted his options, I said, "Okay, that should be less of your worries. Can I take them to Nigeria?" He said, "I don't think they can survive in Nigeria. Those are American cats." And Chris, who was his primary health giver, asked if he could take them. And Father Andy said, "You don't live in the rectory. Those cats are used to living in the rectory." No wonder he calls one of them Father Ebony. And sometimes when the chef, Miss Jackie, talked about white people and their choice of food and delicacies, he would intercept, "And I'm white, in case you have not noticed." Many nice times with Father Andy, filled with sweet memories. Sometimes when I replay them in my mind, they come really alive and interesting. I see the privilege God gave me to encounter him as his parochial vicar. The experiences now help me a whole lot. I can't forget his constant admonition, "Be kind." It's touching when the administrative secretary, Miss Diane, referring to Father Andy, had to comment one day, "Such a nice person is met only once in one's lifetime." The peacefulness and calmness he radiated at his last moments were challenging and evidence of past good living. No wonder God gave him the privilege of receiving his tributes from people while still alive. He consciously handed over the baton of piloting the parish to someone to succeed him after death. He was alive and did that to Father Kingsley. Family and friends showed him sincere love. Present and former parishioners paid numerous visits, gave him gifts, and made their tributes to him while alive. He heard last prayers and anointings performed for him by bishops and other priests. He heard his parishioners sing and pray around him and at his windows as he transits to eternity. The parish organist, Michael, even held his hands and sang his In Paradisum to his hearing. He saw the Holy Eucharist watch at the foot of his bed as he transits to eternity. What more can one ask for? Father Andy, I know you to be one who appreciates nice and organized liturgical celebrations. I can imagine how happy you are now seeing this beautiful liturgical celebration in your honor. More so, Father Andy, our gathering together today to remember and pray for you is a sacrament of our gratitude to you for living well with us and for the impact you left in our world. Continue to rest and enjoy your reward after a work well done here on earth. Well, I didn't have to struggle to make up what to say about Father Andy. I didn't have to take analgesics so as to think out what to say. The truth just flowed. The moral lesson for us still living from this is, live well so that people won't have to lie at your funerals.